Hello and welcome to another video at ProTraderPath, and today is a very short video, entry that I took and the exit that I took, the reasons over there, and I'll quickly go through the short market analysis. On daily it looks something like this. So price came below this weekly fair value and or it calls weekly fair value and volume imbalance, and then it closed inside of that fair value, and now that there is some equal, like relative equal highs sitting over there on the daily, and also there is this daily fair value gap that price didn't retest after the break of structure. So I was expecting this is a level where price can go and retest that, although like this is not the target at all. I'm just quickly going over it, okay? So don't get me wrong for anything. So what happened here is, on the hourly candle or hourly chart, price took some sort of liquidity, and what price actually did is, from this low, that high and this low, price actually gave a market structure shift over here on an hourly time frame. Okay, so that's a market structure shift or change of character, however you want to call it. And remember where it is coming from. It's from a even higher time frame fair value gap and volume imbalance. I'll add that trade shortly after this specific part, that why I took the trade and what was the confluences. So what happened here is it gave a huge move, right? And there is this order block with a small little fair value over there on the hourly chart. Price retesting that level multiple times, and finally it broke the structure. So that was pretty good indication that eventually price can come and retest this immediate fair value. What I was expecting is price to go and continue higher because of this sort of liquidities over here. And if you see the hourly fair value gap that's sitting right here, price never retested that fair value. As you can see, like there is at least a single pip of gap over there, and it didn't retest here or any other places. So this was the move. I was expecting price to go around this level, or maybe like even higher for the daily fair value, but at least this level is where I was expecting, although it didn't happen by the end of today, since it's a it's a long move. Even in hourly, it started on 25th Monday, and then all the way here, today's Thursday. So I hope by Friday it will tomorrow it will go there. Anyway, so I'm talking about New York time. If you get confused, just set your trading view to New York time. Anyway, so what happened here is, I was expecting price to react from this fair value gap, and inside of that fair value, if you look, because I trade on 1 minute candle, this is a very good liquidity grab in 1 minute. Okay, if you don't understand this part, let me just drop down to 1 minute, because I just want to make this part very short and quick. And as you can see, like that's my execution level and that's my exit. You see like this liquidity. So that's the hourly liquidity grab. Market started showing some impulsive move with displacements. However, market came and retested exactly the min threshold of this order block. If you don't know what min threshold is, so whenever there is a specific point, just select the GAN box, and from the high to low, wherever the 50% is, that's the min threshold. So in this case, there was no wick on the order block, so that's why the opening price is the highest or high, and the closing price is the lowest or low. Okay, so high to low, you see that 50% level. Just look how beautifully price retested it, like exactly on that 50% level, and then went up and then gave a simple market structure shift over here. Okay, so this is a market structure shift. But if you see like this move and then this retracement, in between what happened in 1 minute time frame, price took liquidity from this relative equal lows, and that's the high that I'm considering as my market structure shift. So what happened during my entry is, here is the, you can call it proportion block, but I don't have any shortcut for proportion block, so I would rather go for breaker block because that's a structure break over there. So usually it's a proportion block, but that's my intermediate term breaker block. If I'm wrong, please correct me, because I don't have any problem learning from people. Okay, I love learning. So what happened here is, I'm considering this as my breaker block. Also there is this extreme order block. So I just, for the order block, I mostly focus how it works on the body, so opening and closing price. So this is the order block, and that's inside of that breaker block. When price broke that structure, if you see here how many confluences are there, and this is why I actually take trades like this, and this is where I get confident. Don't get me wrong, I'm not 100% right, but so far my strategy, I have a set mentality, set mindset, that is like, if I get a profitable trade on my first entry with like proper profits, at least 1 to 2 or maybe more, whatever it is, if I get a good amount of profit out of a trade, I don't consider taking trade on that day, unless I get like a very clean setup that makes me most obvious. Like overall the market bias on higher time frame is in downtrend, right? So I don't want to go for long trades. If I get a like pure short trades, I only look and consider at those things after getting a profitable trade. So that's why you see me like posting the profitable trades. So I was not considering looking for this liquidity, however I was considering this liquidity, and you see this fair value gap, immediately the next candle came here. So I was expecting price to tap this fair value, although it didn't tap, it just went nearly there, and this fair value should work as a inversion fair value, since the immediate candle filled up only the, like tapped only the lower part, and then market started moving lower. So this might be a good place to take the profit, but then I moved my take profit here. Okay, there was a reason behind that, but honestly speaking, I didn't look around this area. I'll explain why this area is important. So I was expecting price to tap that fair value, inversion fair value, and then do this pullback. What happened here, I will explain now. I had two levels marked over there as well. So 1 to 2 for first partial and 1 to 3 for maybe second partial. And if I had more than 2 contracts, then I would go for 3.8 or full liquidity. But here there is the important part. What? Price took some higher time frame liquidity, gave a impulsive move with a fair value gap, came back, retested fair value, broke that structure. So this is a structural internal break of structure, right? This part is the internal break of structure, like this one. What happened here? It's a proportion block, right? That I marked as a breaker block. That's a proportion block over here. Just look how price reacted. If I go to the opening and closing price only, okay, let me go here. Look how price reacted there. Okay, let me just take this off and take this off. You see that proportion blocks? Cause why I'm looking at the black candle, because that's what it should do, right? Price should respect that black candle and then it come back. Like the same reason I took this long entry. Okay, it's the exact same. So I was not focusing here, I was eventually focusing on this one, that price gonna go and tap into that fair value gap and then it may reverse. Okay, that's what I was thinking, because that's the extreme fair value, but it felt this much short just because of this proportion block. Okay, but I might be wrong. Okay, I might be wrong, because ICT has a lot of information to share with people, so I might be wrong on this thought. If you have any better idea about this specific reaction, you can let me know, but for now that's the only reason I can see that price went this close to the inversion fair value, but it, or if let's say it's not inversion fair value, okay, a lot of people may argue about that one, but inversion fair value mostly forms when a fair value gap was partially filled with immediate next candle. I took a good profit. That's what it takes to be a profitable trader. Whenever there is profit, take the profit. And as I'm saying, this is a proportion block. That price just respected. I'm looking at the extreme parts, okay, the close and the open and the close area. So that's how price actually respected. And if you are talking about this small little wick, then I have to talk about the entire proportion block. Okay, that's the entire proportion block. So yeah, just look at the extreme parts and look how price reacts over there. In between, I moved my stop loss below, I think around this level. You will see that part as well. And why I moved it here is because this fair value happened before the break of structure, right? Because this is where the candle closed above that level. So this fair value happened before, and there is no fair value here. There is no fair value until this level. So that was the first fair value gap before the break of structure, and after the break of structure there is this fair value. You see this one? So when there is back-to-back fair value gaps, this gap is actually a breakaway gap. What is a breakaway gap? When there is back-to-back fair value gaps after a break of structure, or whenever, like let's say if I had two fair value gaps with this break of structure, I could simply put my stop loss below this zone, or maybe below the consequent encouragement or 50% level of this first fair value gap. Okay, let's say there is this fair value and this fair value. So price will should not actually, because it should be unfilled, and later on this fair value will act as a, maybe buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. What I told you, if there is two fair value, this is breakaway gap, right? Immediate first fair value is a breakaway gap. Price not gonna come here until it fulfills its requirement on the top. So what I can see as a requirement is these relative equal highs, or this specific, this one and this one. That's like 1 pip short. This one is 1 pip short than exact equal. So I'm hoping price gonna target this next. If it can go above these order blocks that price currently reacted from, and then if I'm not wrong, this is the fair value that price can respect. And why is that? Because of this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency sitting inside of a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So that's the hourly BC, and that's hourly CB. Okay, so that's the common area. So I'm expecting price to come and tap at least this level, and then maybe it can come down. Anyway, so that's my thought on the market. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. It can go even higher, because on daily there are lots of like this. Okay, there are lots, and there are lots of relative equal highs over there. So it can go even higher. I don't know. I have to look at the chart on the specific moment to tell you guys what exactly can happen next. Okay, like that's the calculation or a speculation. I'm not someone who can tell the future. Okay, so yeah, without any further ado, let me stop the video here, and I will just add a fast forward mode of my original live trade execution at the end, so that you guys can actually witness that as well, and how I draw the lines and how I moved my stop loss take profit. Yeah, so until next time, take care, bye bye, and make sure to subscribe to the channel and write me in the comment box what you think about this sort of videos. Thank you.